I was a huge computer nerd, but I also like ran track, and I was like, I had a very small high school too, so everyone was like pretty friendly with each other. But I remember in grade school there was like one kid, I don't remember his name, but there was one kid who in fact suffered from albinoism. So he was just like the kid from Powder, you know what I mean? Like just a white child.
Yeah.
Didn't have no mind powers.
No mind powers, but
no lightning
all the
control.
appearance hacks. No lightning control. But I remember he was, because people wouldn't hang with him. I'd be like, I'll hang with this guy. This guy's a bro. And he was a good kid, But I remember being like, I feel like, I did feel like I spanned the friend groups a little bit.
Yeah.
Not girls.
And
no girls gave a shit.
Yeah, he's a Balenciaga model now.
Yeah. That's what's crazy is that he's pulling in 6 figures walking down the catwalk in Milan. Meanwhile, back then, there was no BTS. There was no fucking Korean skincare regimes. Us Asian boys were hung out to fucking dry in this country.
Asian boy stock is at an all-time high right now. In my life,
back then, yeah. Oh, no. It's like that stock is a hockey stick thanks to the advent of Korean pop music. But in my time, oh my God.
Yeah, you were still riding the Bruce Lee wave.
Yeah.
The tail end, the sea foam of the Bruce
even
Lee
the
wave.
Bruce Lee wave, like
because it had
good,
the biopic.
It was
he had that biopic dragon.
Yeah.
No, that was sick. Yeah, I was
no,
like,
but you know what it was?
Have cool scratches.
But you know what it was? Like I remember straight up seeing a movie in like Cantonese in like middle school. It was like I was watching a lot of movies. And it was a Cantonese movie, and there was a type of character that's a stock character in Cantonese comedies that just does not exist and still doesn't exist in like Western media, which is just horny Asian guy.
Yeah,
like Asian guy who wants to fuck. Like. Which is like a comic character, and it's like a stock character in like Cantonese soap operas and like Cantonese movies. But here, I remember seeing that, being like, "Huh, I just have never seen like you know what I mean." Like Miles Morales' roommate is not sitting there being like he's cool in the sneakers. Then in the Spider-Verse movie, he's like he's into sneakers. I'm like, what if he was into getting his dick sucked? What about that? Like, you know what I mean? A little too weird, right? Nobody wants to get into that, but I'm just saying this exists. This is a person.
Yeah,
but no representation for my horny Asian boys.
There was I feel like in the 80s they would have there would be like the Asian character it was almost like half the joke was like it's an Asian guy.
Yeah.
Listen to him talk and he's wearing his pants high. It was like some fucking and that's just growing up. That's what it was. Yeah. I never got movies like, and then I remember dragging Bruce Lee's story. There is a racist moment there between like the sailor and Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
And I remember being conscious enough while watching this movie to be like, what? Because dude,
I know.
Sickest fucking break dancers in my school are Asian.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what? Like he's gonna fuck you up. And also at this time, not that it was a good thing, but I also just assumed that every Asian person knows martial arts.
Yeah.
It's the same way that every Jew has worn a kippah when they go to the like it's just part of life. Like I
grew up in a karate house.
So there's no shot I'm ever.
You a karate house?
Yeah, like my dad's like been teaching karate.
Shodokan?
Yeah. Literally, yeah.
You know,
and I don't know. He's like a 6th Dan black belt. It's like serious shit. He learned from the founder of his style's son, like straight from Okinawa.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's like it's pretty hardcore shit. So I kind of grew up with sort of like a reverence.
Your dad's the only dad on this podcast that can fuck us all up.
Yeah, at the same time.
It sounds like you grew up having absorbed many powerful jutsus.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, my dad would make me like fucking carry buckets from the river every morning.
Did you aspire to be?
What was it? How old were you when you broke your first board?
I was in an incubator breaking boards. No, it wasn't. My dad was never into like the corniness. It was always very kind of like he was into the Zen stuff and to the actual like practicality of defense and stuff like that. But it was never.
Oh, so you couldn't like show off to your. Can I ask you a question? When you were growing up, did you tell your friends that your dad could beat up their dads?
We all knew.
Like, yeah.
We knew so much. We knew so much that we knew other dads in the group that were pretty sick with it, actually. In the realm of dads, there were some dads that were pretty sick with it. And his dad was far and above well known far superior to those other dads. And those other dads also, because in the 90s, there was a lot of dads out in this Jewish neighborhood that we have that would have like Taekwondo or karate or other types of physical combat pictures like in their houses. Everyone's dad's fucked with it. His dad really got down with
incredible.
Like kind of in the same way that like when I grew up, my generation, a lot of them wanted to be, for some reason, rappers. It's like all these dads who
70s dads did karate.
Their kids grew up and were like, I want to be a rapper.
70s dads, yes. That's Bruce Lee. That's Bruce Lee coming in right there, setting that.
Yeah,
but that wasn't the culture victory that was needed. What was needed was like the prettiest young men selected at birth and put through the most training.
The most grueling, disgusting like ringer of all time. Yeah, and dressed like better than you've like anyone.
People,
like the frame
effeminate
Spartans since birth.
People always ask me like what it is that I liked about K-pop, and I was like, these are the best of the best of the best. If you like the NFL or you like the NBA, like this process to get a boy band is more intense than whatever a first round NFL draft pick went through. These guys were picked up, they were put in groups, separating groups, they've made friendships apart. People falling out of the program.
Yeah, and
they're
also
selected and trimmed down until these 5 who were the best and decided that they're the best together, put in the best clothing by the best designers for this music video directed by the best director for the song produced by the best producer, all the money thrown into it. Yes, it's a product, but I feel like we're such consumers, like our generation. I got the amount of Disney behind me is nauseating. Like one company owns our childhood. We're consumers.
It's a perfect product. And also even go so far as to be like, hey, listen, the NFL, it might be tough. Hey, have you ever heard of anyone in the NFL getting dropped by their team because a single photo leaked with them with a cigarette in between their fingers? And now, they don't sing anymore.
No,
you understand
they're beating their wives in the elevator on camera, and that's like they're getting a 2-game suspension.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, like someone is like, oh, it turns out these 2 people were dating. It's like, well, they'll never work again.
Yeah. Well, they'll be executed by sunup.
The stakes. Yeah, they're sending them to the front lines. The stakes involved. Do you know what I mean? That's the high tension that I go for K-pop.